Yesterday, when I was listening to the 21 Pilots album, I also listened to the new i.o.u. album. I've already got round today to actually giving a bit of an analysis on it, so I'm just going to go straight into it. Over the past few albums, i.o.u. have moved far away from their pop-punk roots and firmly cemented themselves in the same kind of mould as Dev Havana, Don Branco and Mallory Knox, in this kind of blend of rock and pop rock. I think at the same time, with this evolution, this is where things have gone with many pop-punk bands, especially those from the English scene. Often pop-punk seems to be more of a demographic of a young man's game, where even though they can still play those tracks live, even now, but with their own essence of maturity, trying to create content like that currently though, at an older, more mature age, can end up looking a bit like, yeah, there's a creepy man over there, I think he just needs to, get up and, kind of go home. Another example of this is like English bands like, 5 Seconds of Summer, Busted or McFly. Can you really imagine them now making some kind of punky, cheesy, kind of pop-punky kind of songs at the age they are now? Not really. You see some of the stuff that they brought out. 5 Seconds of Summer have just had a new album, a very much mature sound. A couple of years ago, Busted did a similar kind of thing, which is a kind of blend between pop, rocky and just pop in general. Many of those might moan, oh, why are i.o.u. not a pop-punk band anymore? Now, I understand that frustration. I've been there with many bands myself, but this is just really one explanation as to why I think this could be the case. Night People only came out about 21 months ago, and I was surprised when they had a new track not too long ago in 3am and Fast Forward. But saying that, another album is here, so let's just go and have a look what it sounds like. Fast Forward. The first track of the album, and also the first track I heard out of the two singles at the time. This song takes no prisoners whatsoever. The synth lures you in at the very beginning with a full sense of security before an explosion of drums and layered guitars. Bass heavy verse with a good use of echo on the vocals. This song is meant to say, hey, are you ready for this record? The good use of delicate sounding verse and hard hitting chorus works well, and together brings the song up into an appropriate way to keep you listening until the end. The breakdown is the catchiest of lyrical starts to throw you back into the chorus, which you are then invested in. It's a good start to the album. Straight to My Head. This starts with an 80s synth feel, while also tipping their hat off to what I can only describe as early White Lies, the band. After only being in track 2, you can tell that i.o.u. have taken a lot of influence from indie, rock and alternative bands of years gone by, as well as the pop of today. The chorus of this song would not feel out of place in a Avicii track, for example. I can't pronounce it properly, forgive me. It seems that i.o.u. are mindful of being typecast as a one-trick pony, but after the first two tracks you can see that they're more conscious of their choices of this record as of the previous one. Back Again. The guitar at the start of this is something I'd expect to hear of an indie track from Two Door Cinema Club, and the guitar effect is heard throughout the song during the chorus very prominently. The whole feel of the song wouldn't go amiss in a 2000s indie album. There is a little background sample though, which is so small you have to listen out for it, that obviously if you've got your headphones in your ear to hear it, it's just like makes me think of, Numbers by Folds. Again, just those nods and tidbits to obviously indie albums and indie songs in general. The song has a really catchy beat during the entire track. The verse is simple but allows you to try and sing along with it and breaks before the chorus in exactly the same way. Each bit flows smoothly from verse, break, chorus, verse without a hitch. It's a simple song, written without too much complexity. Some songs can sound so boring if oversimplified, and others can seem disjointed if they're overcomplicated. Yes, the song is repetitive, but aren't all songs. You don't notice because you're enjoying the upbeat, happy feeling of the song, unless, like me, you're doing it on purpose, listening back over and over, trying to overanalyze it. Miracle in the Morning. After bobbing away to Back Again, I'm greeted with another song that I can't help but be pleased with. I was intrigued by the little intro, and I was like, okay, little electronic bit here, what to expect? The song goes from a slightly eerie start to then build up the verse gradually to pace with the chorus, where only after a short listen you'll be singing along with it, singing In the Morning. By far the best track for me personally so far on the album. Vocally really shines for me. Many may argue that Back Again is vocally better, but for me I think it's just how strong the vocals are in this song and how they make this song much more impactful than it may have been otherwise if it had been sung completely differently. 3am. Biffy Clyro? Anyone? No? Yeah? The songs begin with that kind of feel where that Biffy verse presentation. One of the singles, also along with Fast Forward, 3am is a simplistic radio-friendly hit which was released to try and capture fans old and new to showcase the band in their own optimistic light and how far they have come since last year. The song hangs on a kind of industrial sounding hook to kick things off with a funky bass line drive that drives the song forward with an elegant vocal presentation with the changes in styles and formats during its progression. I.o.u. Just a quick point on this one. Again, screams Biffy Clyro with the guitar setup for the verse, the middle and the chorus, as well as a Strokes/Razorlight indie feel with the bassline intro. I do love how producers put their own spin on bands, and you can sometimes see that they have influenced how the song sounds, where they might have said, try playing it this way maybe, and the band are like, yes, that works. Producers don't always get the credit for helping a band with their creative process and delivery of songs from start to finish. Overall, you can tell that with this effort they have made more into this album than they did with Night People, which felt more one-dimensional in some places. You were compelled to listen to each song on the album, where with the latter I found myself only listening to some and skipping others. After seeing that the producer has done albums by the likes of Massive Attack, Biffy Clyro as mentioned, and in the past the Pixies, it's made me realise why they've used good uses of synth and indie influences throughout, and how they've come to be influenced during their songs for it. The producer has a good way of using these effects sparingly and to good effect without feeling overpowering to the essence of what You Mean 6 are about. So there you go. Thank you for listening. I'm quite happy that I've managed to get a couple in today from yesterday and do another little analysing review today of You Mean 6's new album. I will hopefully see you guys again soon, and I will keep trying to pump these out as much as I can do. Just listening to great new music. If anyone actually has a comment about an album upcoming that they'd like me to actually have a look at, then by all means, carry on. I'm always looking out for new bands in general to listen to, especially because I DJ as well. So trying to get new music with people. So yeah, all take care, and I'll see you again soon. Peace out.